Did you know you can reprogram your mind? It is not magic, it is science. Here is how you can get started today.
Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever felt like your brain is just running on some buggy, outdated software, kind of keeping you stuck in the exact same loop over and over, well, you are absolutely not alone. Today, we're looking at a highly instructional guide to literally reprogramming those mental habits, because doing that, it's how you actually change your real-world results. We're going to explore some incredibly effective, proven techniques to fundamentally upgrade your brain's operating system. Okay, let's dive into this. What we're talking about here is widely considered to be one of the greatest discoveries in all of human history. It's the absolute foundation of philosophy, and frankly, the basis of all success. You become what you think about most of the time. I mean, it sounds simple enough, right? But the implications of this one little sentence are literally massive when you start breaking down how your mind actually operates. So, to really grasp that, we've got to look at the mechanism behind it. Think of your mind as a piece of hardware, like a highly advanced computer. Over the course of your entire life, all of your previous thoughts have compiled together to build a highly complex software program. Basically, it's like a mental GPS system. And this GPS, it's constantly running in the background. It is guiding and directing your daily life every single minute of every single day. The logic here is inescapable, guys. If you want a different destination in your outer world, you absolutely must input new coordinates. You have to reprogram that GPS. So how exactly do we write these new software commands? Well, here is our user manual for today's explainer. First up, the mental GPS system. Number 2, set present tense goals. 3, visualize your ideal reality. 4, the act as if principle. And finally, number 5, master positive self-talk. Let's kick things off with section 1, the mental GPS system. We really need to look at exactly how your mind processes these new inputs, like a command from the head office down to the manufacturing floor. Think of it like this. Your subconscious mind works a 24-hour shift every single day without fail. When you set a clear goal, it acts as a direct command from the head office of your conscious mind right down to the manufacturing floor of your subconscious. And the thing is, your subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't debate the order. It just accepts it as an absolute directive and literally never stops working to manufacture the reality you just commanded. Which perfectly brings us to section 2, set present tense goals. Because if the subconscious takes our orders so literally, setting clear, highly specific goals for where you want to be in the future is everything. Now, what's really interesting about this is the stark contrast in how we phrase things. To reprogram your GPS, you need those clear goals. But here is the trick. Your subconscious mind only accepts positive statements about a desired future event when they are stated in the present tense. Saying something like, I will earn more money, well, that leaves the goal forever in the future. Plus, more money is just way too vague. Instead, you say, I earn X dollars by 2025. See the difference? You always start with the word I, you follow it with an action verb, and you act as though it is already completely true right now. Let me give you a really concrete example. Instead of telling your mental GPS, oh, I will lose weight, you need to format the command directly. You say, I weigh this number of pounds. By using I and an action verb in the present tense, boom, your subconscious manufacturing floor gets to work immediately on those precise specifications. Let's move to section 3 and see how this builds. Visualize your ideal reality. Words are incredibly powerful, for sure, but your mind also heavily relies on feeding it visual data to create a mental picture of the goal as a reality. All real change begins with mental pictures. If you want a beautiful house, you should literally be out touring open houses in those exact neighborhoods on your weekends. You should be flipping through architecture magazines, browsing the real estate sections. There's this brilliant anecdote about a couple who were living in an unpaid-for condo, and they did exactly this. Every single weekend, they went walking through open houses, just feeding their minds visually with the layouts, the neighborhoods, the whole shebang. And within a year, they lived in that exact neighborhood. It's crazy. You have to actively feed your mental GPS the visual coordinates of where you want to go. You will seriously be amazed at how fast you find yourself standing in the home of your dreams. Moving right along to section 4, the act as if principle. This focuses entirely on how your current behavior must absolutely align with the goal you desire. Think about this for a second. Imagine you are independently wealthy, like you've inherited an enormous amount of money, and you are only working your current job purely as a courtesy to your boss, just to keep yourself busy. If that were your reality today, how would you behave? How would you dress for work? How would you treat others and organize your daily life? You must begin to act as if you've already achieved your ultimate goal. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. There's this old saying that poor folks have poor ways. Listen, if your home's a mess, if your car is dirty and filled with fast food bags and empty coffee cups just piled up in the back seat, or if you're kind of dressing like a bum, you are actively feeding your mental GPS the coordinates for poverty. Now compare that to wealthy habits, maintaining a highly organized life, keeping a clean environment, and dressing for success. The foundational rule here is simple but tough. You absolutely cannot change your outer world until you actively change your inner world first. That brings us to our final step, Section 5, Master Positive Self-Talk. Think of this as the ongoing daily maintenance for your newly programmed mental software. So the crucial point is that you have to constantly talk to yourself positively about the things you want to have and the person you want to be. It's really just a simple two-step process. First, observe what you desire out in the world, and second, claim it verbally. When a gorgeous sports car drives by, you do not say, "Oh man, I wish I had that." No, you say, "I drive a car like that." See a great house? I live in a house like that. Every single time you make these verbal claims, your subconscious accepts the new command and works that relentless 24-hour shift to bring it into your reality. Now, as we wrap up this instruction manual, there is one final, incredibly essential piece of the puzzle. All the mental programming in the world won't run without a power source. Everything starts with an intense, burning desire. Whether you are trying to finally overcome procrastination or develop these brand new habits, that desire is the absolute core underlying energy that forces your subconscious manufacturing floor to execute your orders. So I want to leave you with this one provocative question. What is your mental GPS programmed for right now? Take a hard look at your outer world, your car, your home, your bank account, because that is exactly what your subconscious has been commanded to manufacture up to this very point. But starting today, you have the power to change those coordinates. Set your present tense goals, visualize the vivid details, act as if it is already yours, and master that positive self-talk. Take back control of your subconscious commands. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.